Hi friends, I'm Connie and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. And today I want to talk about something called a shopping ban. And it's so perfect because today it's just so nice and quiet. I'm sitting on my porch and we could just relax. Anyway, a shopping ban, if you've ever heard of something like that, is something that I imposed back on myself back in January after I had bought my Taylor guitar, which I had to pay off. So it was sort of a self-imposed or imposed on me shopping ban where I couldn't really buy things. I couldn't go and use my little mad money. My mad money had to go into paying me off this guitar. But once I paid it off, I stayed with the shopping ban for a few more weeks, and it taught me something very interesting. I was just talking to someone recently who has a bit of a problem with, I guess you would say, being a shopaholic, buying even when it's something that you don't need. And it's interesting because as I get older, I don't know if that's a trademark, but I don't want to say it is because we're all different, so maybe older people too have that problem also. But as I get older, I'm finding that I don't really need that much, and things don't call to me. I mean, if you go into, my thing has always been, I like clothes. You know, I like to go, I like to try out clothes. I like to mix and match, and maybe it's my calling as a designer or something, I don't know. I doubt it. But anyway, I find that, I just went to a little bit, my neighborhood come in. Oh, okay, no. Look, a squirrel. But anyway, I started out the year by having to pay off this guitar and putting money towards that. But once I paid off the guitar, I ended up just putting money away and not asking myself before I made a purchase, do I really need it? Do I really need this? Is it something that, you know, a lot of times I will buy something and I really won't need it for a while. You know, I'll use it, you know, now and then. But, and with clothes, it just got added to other clothes. As a matter of fact, recently I went through my closet and I found in there just things I hadn't worn in a long time and things that I didn't really like that much anymore. You kind of, I don't want to say outgrow, but you kind of, at one point, it's not where you were when you bought this item, you know. And then there's items that you truly love. So it was good because I ended up doing a sort of a purge of some things that were in my summer and even my winter things as I went changing over from winter to summer in my closet. And the shopping ban was actually very freeing because I didn't have to give in to that. Now, some people I know need a little bit more help with that, but it's a good head start. It's a good start for you to, if you find yourself doing that, to think more mindfully when how you use your money. Not to be cheap. It's about frugality, yes, but it's also about having a little bit more I don't want to say control, but it's a little bit of control over not allowing your impulses to take over. At least this is what I found. And I found that it was very freeing. And my husband had said to me, he goes, oh, with all the money you're spending, you're probably going to have a spree. No, not really. It wasn't a spree. I did get things that I needed. Afterwards, I bought certain things with it. I don't remember what I bought with it, to tell you the truth, but it wasn't a spree. I used it slowly. I kind of didn't want to throw, I saw the money that I had saved, money that I would have just thrown around and just bought things on an impulse. And I saw how much it was, and it was interesting. It was interesting to see that I could use it for something I really needed or something I really wanted. I want to also break in and say that there were certain things that I did buy during the shopping spree because I said to myself, and my ban was specifically the clothes. And I said, unless I really need it, I'm not going to do that. I had 2 pairs of black leggings, which I love black leggings because you could mix them with tops, different tunics and different things. And I've seen women mix it with shorter dresses that look like a little tunic. I love that style. It's very nice. But I thought, I need to have another one because one of them was all holy and it had been used. It had been loved. So it had been used and I had to discard it. And I thought, well, let me just discard that second pair. I didn't. I ended up, later on, I ended up buying a pair that were like a capri, only because of the weather, to get like a shorter pair. But I ended up not needing to replace it really as soon as I thought. That's the thing with a shopping ban, that it shows you, no, I don't really need to have this. You can actually put off going to the store, going and giving into something else within us that feels like we need to be doing that. Maybe out of boredom, maybe it's filling another need. Instead of going to the store, you can call a friend and go have a cup of coffee, or go for a nice long ride. I love doing that with the windows open and the music playing really loud. But there's other things to do at that time with your time instead of going shopping. So I would encourage you to try the shopping ban. Really, just give it a shot. Only impose it upon yourself for a month. Mine went past. And that's what I forgot to say. I did end up buying a couple of items. This is kind of funny, but there's these little tennies, these little tenny shoes. Every year I treat myself to a pair. I love them. They don't have to be tied. I get them at Walmart. They're at the beginning of the season, they're $10. At the end, they're $5. But at the beginning of the season, you have more of a chance to pick out what you want. And I wear them. They last me for the whole spring and summer. And then they start getting a bit, they're not very well made and everything. So after a while, they're not that good. But they're great for the summer. They're a nice alternative to wearing sandals in the summer. And I put my little insoles in them. And it helps. But I treated myself to that because I knew it was something that I was going to enjoy and to wear all summer long. So I did pick them up, and I bought something that's not a clothing, but it was a purse. So I needed that, and I picked that up too. But other than that, give yourself a month to try it. And if you see that you do well by not buying in a month, do little baby steps like that. That's what I basically did to myself too. I'm just not going to buy until I finish paying off my guitar. And then it became, well, I'm going to go a couple more weeks on the shopping ban and not buy any clothes. And then I went a couple more weeks, and it ended up being a few months. I don't really recall now because it was toward more in the beginning. It was probably about 4 or 5 months that I did it, of no buying clothes. And I still have clothes to wear. The world didn't fall apart. But I did learn something about myself, and I learned that there's other things to do besides go shopping. And that contributed to my desire to live that simple life. It helps because there are times that we can't be just throwing around money. There's times that you're going to lose your job. That's a sad fact of life, but it happens. There's time for me that eventually I'm going to retire. You're not going to have that money you're going to have to be a little bit more careful with your money. So it's good to self-discipline is good, and it's good to be able to train ourselves, but also to identify in ourselves that that's not something that we need, there's needs that we have, that buying things is not one of them. So anyway, I hope that this video has helped you. I hope you'll put that into practice, and that it helps you and leave me a comment if you've ever thought about doing it, or if you've done it in the past, or if you're going to do it, and I'll encourage you. And anyway, thank you for joining me today. And if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. It helps my little channel. And also, if you feel that you'd like to subscribe. So thanks, and may you have a blessed day until I see you again.